Have you heard about Anchor? Well, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First of all, it's free. And there are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will then distribute your podcast so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make your money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
This music, it became a part of me.
Because of that, nobody
Go
on
say
it.
it.
Come on.
Where do I start? Should I start from the beginning? Chasing all these pretty women. They used to call me a dog. They didn't care about a nigga feelings. When my car was a hoopty, when my car was my 2 feet, only paper on me was loose leaf. Where do I start?
Ils ont des
Nous en forme, oui.
Ça passe, bonjour.
like what I say for it.
Tout va en forme?
I'm more from ça. Is it the same as like everything's cool?
Yeah.
Or like, you know, like my shorty's chilling.
Everything is copacetic.
Everything is in form.
Oh,
Exactly.
I understand. I got you. Shoot. So what's new, guys?
Palabras
my
gonna
God.
combo.
Just waiting on the stimmy to hit.
Yo,
I get paper checks, so I don't get my stimmy till like a month and a half later.
Sadness. You
Yo.
better get that D right there.
While everybody's enjoying that money, I'm over here chilling in my basement.
So I got some news for you guys. Y'all ready?
What's up?
So, honestly, I've done let my son sleep at his friend's house. It was a situation where like I can't like say no to his face and make him like feel like a punk. Like he's 14, like a teenager, yo.
You let your son sleep over at a friend's house?
I'm like, you gonna make me feel guilty and shit.
Breaking the Haitian barriers.
Now don't get me wrong, like
Did he have to guilt you into it?
Nah. It was you know those times where you go over where they go to the birthday parties and all the kids come up like, hey, we're sleeping over. Can we sleep over too? I'm like,
He got you in a public spot.
yo, you can't give a kid a Zocalo in a party, yo. Like,
He
put me on
got
the
you in
damn
a public spot. But sometimes what my parents used to do, they used to say yes in public, and then when you go home, they say, yeah, you remember that thing I said earlier?
Striker.
Yo.
I mean, I couldn't even leave my house when I was a kid. I didn't have my first sleepover probably till I was 18 years old. So it was just like, man, I never had that experience. How does that go? How does that go down in your crib?
I was gonna say the trick my parents played on us was when we used to leave from our crib out in New York and go visit Boston. That was a sleepover. You wasn't sleeping in your bed, so you sleeping over somebody else's house. That's a sleepover.
Exactly.
There's no excuse. You can't say we never did that shit.
Oh, you know what? Now that you said that, I think the only sleepovers I ever had was the sleepovers at your house.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
If it was a family,
Yeah,
if it wasn't
your
family, it
house.
wasn't a sleepover.
Oh, no, don't do that, man. Come on now.
Yo, I've never slept over a friend's house. In Deville, you ever slept at a friend's house?
Listen, my sleeping at a friend's house experience was literally I was too drunk to drive myself home. So it was, well, I guess I'm gonna be here for this afternoon. That's basically how it turned out. But it wasn't no sleeping. It was like, please, I hope mommy and papi don't kill me by the time I get home. I hope I make it home. I hope they don't take my car. Like, it was a lot of things I was praying to keep, trying to make it home.
Yeah, that sleepover thing is a dead issue in my crib.
Yo, the U.S. just passed $1.9 trillion for COVID-19 relief bill. Can y'all believe that, son?
The question
That's
is,
too much money.
what will you be doing with that little bit of chunk? I mean, everybody want to know. So it's just like, if this is taboo, is asking how much you get paid in your
I
job.
know what y'all spending y'all
saying
money
it.
on.
I'm saying it.
Okay, so basically, now basically what is the question is not, are you broke enough to get it? So now if you're saying that you're getting it, you basically let everybody know that your ass broke.
Yeah.
If you're making a calm 75,000 plus a year, you ain't getting that money.
Exactly. So like, you son, that's now it come like a status thing. Now people who are not getting it, you know what they be like? Oh, I don't get it.
I make too much.
I make too much money.
Exactly. Like I got that,
but that's
I'm chilling with.
I'm like,
that's okay though.
Yeah. So by me, son, I saved all of them joints that I was getting.
That's what I was gonna say. Is the question is,
I just paid my bills.
Thank you. You know, put it together and invest in. Hopefully, you're investing in yourself. There's mad people that left, last year with some certificates because they sitting at home ain't doing shit. If you didn't do that,
but let me,
you can always invest more because people be thinking that you can investing. You really got to invest like $10,000 to really say that you're investing in stocks, or at least a few $1,000s.
I'm talking about like
5,000. You know what I mean? 5,000, 6,000, 3,000. If you're not investing that type, you really just practicing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But I'm talking about like
you really got to be investing 10 G's,
you know what I mean?
20 G's, 30 G's. That's investment.
Like skills wise.
That's how you ever gonna see something back.
Exactly.
So if you got $1,000, start it off. See how it looks.
You got to accrue off something.
Whole thing.
You got to accrue off something. You can't be like, yo, I'm about to throw like $200 and buy like 5 stocks.
If you just all you gotta do is diversify.
Exactly.
If you throw $1,000, you're definitely making that money.
Listen,
back.
Exactly.
I know this sounds ignorant, but I'm all about that cat from Kanye West album. I'm all about the degrees, man. I want certificates and certificates and certificates. I'm going back to school 4 or 5 times. That's what I mean by investing. Like, how many skills are you gonna try to build up on yourself, bro? Like, I want to learn another language by the end of the next year, so this way I could go somewhere else, like France.
I feel you.
Do y'all teaching your children Kreyol?
Yeah.
I mean, my mom and dad do. I'll throw in a couple words here and there. Like, my Kreyol comes strictly from if I'm upset and I want to say something that I don't want them to understand.
Yeah. that's
where my Kreyol comes from. But most of the time, it just comes from my parents. You know what I'm saying? But I really don't be like teaching them the Kreyol. I just because they're learning English and they're 2 and 1, so I just don't want to confuse them too much. So.
They're still young. So they're just not learning all the words. But at least this is the time to really get them.
Yeah, this time right now because they soak up everything and anything. I mean, if they're gonna listen to me rapping songs and they can memorize commercials, they can learn how to say bonjour mommy, bonjour papi.
For real. Hey,
of course, my mother tells me que je peux parler créole. Ou fou? How you think I run Fortnite?
Oh, so when you be on Fortnite with him, you talk.
Oh yeah,
so
man.
that other people don't understand.
It's a good time because everybody's like, "Who is that? Is that Spanish?" No.
Yo, don't be caught like Miles Leonard up in there talking about calling people names.
What did he say?
Your job. Yo, I don't even know what he said.
I don't know what he said. I'm interested to know what he said. Because apparently they took it to the next level, and it was an
anti-Semitic slur
towards Jewish people.
I don't even know any anti-Semitic slurs
towards the Jewish.
You know, you hear nigga at least 100 times on any gameplay.
Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't stop that.
I'll be honest with you guys. I was heavily in the gaming community, like just gaming every day after work, and during, like towards the end of Trump's tenure. Until Joe Biden got elected, people will be on Call of Duty saying the N-word left and right after they lost to us, like me and my team. Like, it was crazy.
Like, what if it's a whole team of white
people? So how did they know that y'all was black, though?
And the funny part about it is they don't know who on the other side is white or black or Spanish or whatever have you.
Oh, it's because from your voice, I guess, because they know.
Oh, come on.
They be studying our voices, kid. They know.
When I'm online, I'll be like, yo, come on, dude. Dude.
Listen, Steve. Yo, we sound different, bro. We sound different. When you get on the line right now, ain't no way in hell I'm saying you come from Wisconsin.
And the worst part about it is it's me and my clan, and the guys in my clan like are white. And most of the time, like I got a lot of black guys too, Spanish guys, other cultures, but
Guilty by
it was like,
association.
yo, one day I go like, man, you're saying the N-word to this kid. He's white and he's from New York.
Damn.
And the kid didn't even say anything. He just left. I'm like, how do you feel now? It's like, come on.
Damn, he feels stupid.
Exactly. Yeah, man. So that COVID relief bill, man, something crazy, but let's see. Hopefully it doesn't affect us too much.
Yo, can you imagine if Haiti just got 1% of that?
It would relieve a lot of stress for a lot of people. But is money enough? We don't know. Right now, there's just so much going on with the whole kidnapping and all the things going on down there. Is money even enough to fix all the things that's going on, though?
I heard that in Haiti that they banned tinted windows.
Yeah.
So people can walk around and kidnap people and just, no one can see what's inside. So
exactly,
no one is walking around there. The whole thing is changing.
I think it's a smart idea. In the climate that it is right now, it's a smart idea.
I hope they don't
People
come around
kidnapped,
snatch up politicians and stuff like that, though.
Nah.
Because now I can see in your car, ooh, you got that new thing. Ooh, thank you.
Yeah, you think that they will probably have some like exclusions for politicians and people in high ranks?
Well, yeah.
They would have some exceptions for them.
So what if it's politicians kidnapping?
Politicians kidnapping other politicians.
Then they got a problem.
I mean,
there's
a movie for all of it, right?
Once you open the Pandora box, it just
everything
can get worse.
Everything crawl out, good, bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the reasons why a lot of Haitians don't want to return to Haiti, or they leave Haiti because the stigmas and the little stereotypes that we heard from the 90s is true. The kidnappings are real.
At the same time, a lot of people don't want to return, but a lot of people do return when it comes to Carnival season. Think about Carnival season. Regardless of everything going on, once that Carnival season comes down and they know all the famous artists going to be around, everybody just migrates and then everybody just go home.
Yeah, but think
That's
about
crazy.
Let's think about this, bro. I love that. I love the fact that you said the Carnival season, because when you got the country that was the first country to relieve themselves and get that freedom, who's going to throw the best party to show how great it feels to be free?
But do y'all think that it was right for them to have the carnival in the middle of a global pandemic?
No, because if you think about it, who's benefiting off of carnival? Yes, it's one of the things that can relieve stress for a day or two. After that, you go back to your normal life, and it's just like, okay.
But hold up, though. Suppose the money that came from carnival and the tourism that came back and forth through there helped stabilize the electricity problem that's going on in Haiti. Because in all honesty, it's, in most cases, it's resources that's going to help an area. And the main resource that Haiti is struggling with is electricity being stable throughout the whole country.
Yeah, keyword, suppose.
Yeah, suppose. Quote unquote.
In the middle of an
we don't know. The rich get richer, the poor stays poor.
No, that's because that's what they do. They you might be trusting people. This is like, I'm trusting you to do this. But people can't always be trusted. Ask Marcus Garvey what happened in the UNIA.
Exactly.
When you give people trust and then they end up backstabbing you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like they end up mismanaging, or they just don't even know enough. So it just happens too much when you have people who are just hungry, or people who are greedy, or people who have but they don't want others to have, whatever it may be.
Or maybe we start, representing for ourselves so hard that we like push everybody out and treat Haiti like Wakanda. You know what I mean? We just pull everything, all the resources in. We don't share with nobody, fire. Right?
Man, maybe Haitians should get a space force
like America did,
and move to Mars.
Yeah, right.
And start a whole new colony over there.
How y'all feel about that whole rovers landing on Mars type stuff? How y'all feel about that?
I love it.
I don't know. For me personally, I'm just like, my opinions on it. I look at what they could do with movies like Independence Day and all these kind of movies, and I go, Mars rovers landing on Mars. I don't know. Is that a green screen? Are we being fooled here?
Nah.
Is it diversion our minds somewhere else? And but at the same time, you think, hold on, time out. they put all this money into this whole space stations and all this stuff, maybe it could be true. It's like I'm like
a few billion.
Yeah, I'm 50-50 on this whole space exploration and all this stuff. You know, like I just don't know because until NASA let me pull up, let me experience everything, let me take a ride on a spaceship. I'm here with it.
Whip that stimulus money out.
Yeah, I don't know. We gotta see.
So they'll show you some.
I think they could fund it. I think they could fund one guy.
Especially with some moon rocks and not from the dispensary either.
Yeah, all you need is about $500 million and you're good to go. I definitely believe in it. I used to be one of the people who didn't believe in it in the past, just because I thought that it was just so astronomical that I was like, I don't think it could actually happen. But then as I got older and then I did more research myself and I started to just really dive heavy into it. Like I even bought a telescope, and you know what, like looking through a telescope really like changed my whole perspective and my whole mind on so many different things. Like that's something that my parents were never able to give me, you know, but I hope that I can give that to my children, you know, as parenting, like, you know, just going to science and understanding science. So when I look through a telescope and I see the moon and I'm like, wow. Or I look through a telescope and I can literally see another planet if your telescope is good enough. So, and it looks real. It looks just like the pictures that they're saying. So I'm like, okay, the movie's not in my telescope too. You know what I mean?
True.
It must be something to this. And then as you dive deeper, you see that space exploration has produced technology like GPS and special types of clothing and satellites, because in Russia was like the first country to put a satellite in space. They called it Sputnik. So you remember that episode of Boy Meets World?
Yeah.
Where like everybody was like practicing to like hide under desk because it was like, okay, in case things is like a nuclear bomb or something like that. So basically they thought that because Russia was practicing space exploration and throwing satellites in orbit, they thought that Russia was spying on people. But really what they were doing was just experimenting on see how much they can throw a machine into space.
Exactly.
And the satellites now help us develop GPS because we were able to calculate, you know, everything in the country by looking at it from space. And it gave us the internet because we can send messages really fast because it's, you know, from space and it's shooting down lasers down at us, you know, so things like that. And when we produce things like the Rover, and we say literally sending like a small car to another planet, the type of technologies that come out of it, it benefits the world in so many different ways. So a lot of people say that it might be a waste of money, or a lot of people say that, you know, why are we wasting time on this when we could take that money to give it to hungry people? But, you know, like a lot of people on the internet are saying it, but they're literally saying it on its creation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you're spitting in the face of its own creation.
Exactly.
You're on the internet saying that the internet is useless, basically. You know, like, oh yeah, we shouldn't go to space. Well, if we didn't go to space, you would never have the internet to go on and say space is whack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as you do more research, you start to figure out these things a little bit more.
My thing about it too is like when you really look at the technological things that we have in this day and age, it goes to show you, man, is there like a higher being that maybe is helping these guys out, pushing these guys forward? Like if you think about it, think about a computer and what's in a computer and what it takes to build a computer. You think man evolving from where they evolved from the beginning of time can come this far and do something of that stature?
Man, do you not watch enough TV or movies, bro? Like, honestly, everything they put on the screen, they're literally throwing in your face. We did it already, bro. And then we're gonna throw some crazier stuff at you. Just wait. In fact, we're gonna just show you what we want to show you.
I just feel like, man, somebody out there giving us that boost. Somebody out there giving us that boost mentally.
Yo,
because
it's black people. You ain't see Hidden Figures.
Yeah.
Black people is over there doing that math. That's what that boost is. that's mathematical geniuses out there.
Also,
I know.
Figuring out that, if I could use the gravity of this planet or the gravity rotation of the Earth, I could slingshot myself and go faster.
Exactly.
So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get to the moon. Then we get to the moon and get to it's mathematical geniuses. It's the God that has blessing these human beings all over the world with this genius.
Well, shout out to Dave Chappelle for putting us on to Bibble. That episode where he gave us the PS4, the Cure, and all of this other stuff. There's a solid trail of us talking to aliens and stealing their technology. So, like I said, TV mirroring life, yo. Just pay attention, ask the right questions.
Exactly.
Shout out to Osaka, winning that little championship. Not little, excuse me. No disrespect. Winning that championship.
Yo, and I think that's
man.
just huge, big for the culture, man.
Oh, so I see it when they got the ladies on there. When
they got Haitians on there, I want to watch.
It's always interesting. I don't watch a lot of tennis. I'll get a couple of Venus Serena games, but I don't watch a lot of tennis. It's like, but I pay attention a little bit now that Osaka's on there and she's doing her thing and she's getting her clout. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't watch tennis unless it's Serena, Venus, or Osaka playing. If they're not playing, maybe I might catch the other guy, Djokovic and Roger Federer a few times.
Yeah.
But I only know about those guys because I watch Serena.
Exactly.
What about hockey?
Exactly.
You guys ever watch a hockey game?
Yeah.
Hockey?
I just don't understand.
You know Haitians play hockey too? There's a Haitian hockey team.
Where?
There's
a Haitian hockey
Haitians
team
playing
out
hockey
in Canada,
now?
winning championships as well. Shout out.
Oh, I think I might have seen that blip somewhere.
I was just talking crap, honestly, no disrespect, but I'm like, Haitians playing hockey?
Haitians playing hockey?
I would never thought.
And then on top of that, a champion too. Come to find out.
What, in Haiti?
I believe out of Canada. But they represent the Haiti team, the Haitian team.
Okay, that figures. That's more understandable.
Never thought I'd
Canada.
see it.
That's where they get that.
I understand if they born and raised and then they get their practice out in Canada. But if you're gonna rep for
Canada's
Haiti,
lit.
bring a trophy back. Kudos, merci beaucoup.
Yeah, man. Haitians in sports is doing their thing. With Osaka beating Serena, that's like
really big,
huge. Serena's trying to be an undisputed GOAT. All she got to do is win like 2 more, and she's really the undisputed. But if she win 1 more, she'll be tied.
Yeah,
with that lady Court.
She ain't trying to be tied.
So Osaka beating Serena is a big thing. That's almost like the other day we saw Tom Brady beat Patrick Mahomes, but this was kind of like Tom Brady versus Patrick Mahomes.
Low key, it's competitive. It's smooth.
Yeah.
I mean,
but this time the younger one beat the older one. You know what I mean? So like Osaka's like the Patrick Mahomes of tennis.
Yeah,
smooth
for real.
Shoot. So it looks like we got plenty of sports to look out for, and to let other Haitians know coming up, we could play anything.
Yo, yeah, I think we have some Haitians in the NBA too. Like we need some Haitian all-stars.
I can't wait, yo. I'm a hunt us.
I
down.
know. I mean, we there.
It.
We in the NBA.
Yo, who was it? Who was the last? Yo, Steve. Yo, if you could tell me a Haitian NBA player right now, I'll give you $20.
Cash App.
Cash App.
Samuel Dallenberg. He used to play in the NBA.
Damn, you got it.
Come on, man.
You got it.
Come on,
you got
man.
that, baby.
He was big Haitian.
Got that, baby.
He was big Haitian.
He had the Cash App.
He had the accent and everything. Yo, Dallenberg had the accent.
You know it, baby.
I'm telling you, bro.
Samuel had it, yeah, baby.
Oh man,
that's my guy.
That's my guy too.
That was my guy's son. My guy was like a little Matumbo, son.
Yeah, but KG used to take him to the town, yo.
Yeah,
KG used to, they used to kill him.
I mean, KG took everybody to the town.
KG.
Jeez.
Yo, but did you watch the All-Star game?
I watched the 3-point contest and the skills challenge. Skills challenge.
I put my VR there.
Skills challenge was all right. But 3-point contest, I was like, man, I was watching Steph Curry shoot that ball. I was like, yeah, I already know who's going to win this one.
Son, I called it from before that joint even
everybody
started,
already knows Steph Curry.
Like,
how you going to stop?
So that was like taking candy from a baby.
Exactly.
Right there,
It's like
that was a little.
You see what he does in the game. This has no pressure on him. This is not even like a game situation. No pressure. He's just shooting in the gym in a 3-point contest.
Nobody's blocking me.
So what do they expect?
Son, you remember the days? Remember the days where the slam dunk contest was the it, and the 3-point contest was not the it.
Exactly. Now it's reverse roles.
Yo, can you believe slam dunk contest at halftime?
Disrespectful. That was disrespectful.
My question though is,
but it goes to show you though.
Hold on. My question though is, I mean, do they really dunk that hard and crazy in games like that anymore?
Oh yeah, they be going in.
Yeah, son. Yo, people are just. I think people are just spoiled right now.
Damn.
People are spoiled. Even myself, I had to check myself, right? Because I was like, oh, that dunk is whack. But guess what? I had to wait till they played it on slow motion for me to really see what it was. But I'm saying it's whack. I'm like, yo, I couldn't even see it in real life.
Real time doesn't do the dunks justice.
They don't. You because you don't even see what happened. You don't even see what happened. That's how good it was. But you giving that an 8. I'm like, what? Can you even do that?
And another thing too is, yo, from this point on, from this day forward, going on to other NBA All-Star weekends, what other dunk is there left to do?
Yo, they did Vince Carter just killed it, man.
It's like the guy from the 90s set the tone. They took all the good dunks and did the greatest dunks. The guy in the 2000s trying to add more theatrics in their dunks and then All-Stars. The 2000s was all about theatrics.
Man, jump off of people. Man.
That's why, son. LeBron didn't do the dunk contest. That's why he got to do some Looney Tunes shit.
Crazy.
He gotta go and jump through the hoop like Bugs Bunny.
It's crazy, man. And
son, that's the next thing he gotta do. That's the only thing he gotta do, son. But then, like, I think another thing that kind of ruined it too. LeBron never entered the slam dunk contest. Like, come on, LeBron James.
I think he just didn't want to give the people what they wanted.
But why? Yeah, he
knew that that's what the people.
So I got a question for y'all then, if that's the case. So how about remember them and1 street ball games? Y'all used to watch those back?
Yeah, them joints was dope,
how about we
bro.
Bring back the All-Star game to a style like that? They just do a quick, street ball jump, not enough to hurt themselves, but they just go ham for like one.
They don't want to embarrass themselves, bro. These guys is making too much money. If they get embarrassed, they're gonna be remembered for the rest of their life.
Honestly, that would be a smooth idea, but I feel like it should have been done at that pivotal point where N1 was at his highest peak. But at the same time, I don't think any of those guys from N1 can compete and stick with a James Harden, a KD, or a Kyrie.
Well, that's
Irving.
what I'm saying though. Is
those three by themselves would absolutely demolish those.
Have the NBA play an N1 style. They're not playing versus N1. They playing street ball games. You get what I'm saying?
That'd be sick. That's like a black.
Yeah,
top.
You get what I'm saying? Like bring it back old school. Right to the park.
Yeah.
That'd be fire.
I'd watch that.
KD Rucker
They
Park.
I don't know. They gotta get paid. I know, son. Even Kobe and them used to do Rucker Park. KD did Rucker Park and all that.
You know what I'm saying?
Them joints is be lit.
KD and Kobe was at Rucker Park dropping like 60+ points.
What do you mean they gotta get paid?
Son, dropping it on.
They're gonna get paid on the streams and the likes alone. You get what I'm saying? Like they just gotta tag themselves.
Son, rest in peace to the Black Mamba. Yo,
they're not reaching out properly. They're trying to reach out from the safety and comfort. They're not doing the business. I'm sorry, but we putting our money in your hands. We got to entertain us.
And that's another thing too. People don't understand. Katie got that killer instinct from hooping. Well, he grew up playing in Maryland, and then he took his talents. He got to the NBA. He was just nasty. I mean, he got that grit, and he got that clutchness from just hooping in the streets. That street hoop style. Katie got it. That's why he's a killer, bro. That's why he's always so consistent.
He'll stare you in the face that he might crush you.
Bro, you can't go to Rucker Park, drop 60. Rucker Park got the most thorough basketball players, some of the most thorough basketball players, you know what I mean? In the East Coast.
Drop an elbow on your head.
There's other territories and spots, but like, Rucker Park.
Give me some.
Man.
Give me some.
Yo. If you guys watch the YouTube videos when he went to Rucker Park, it was crazy. Yeah. It was crazy.
Word.
And playing in that environment. Oh,
see what I'm saying? You see how you feel that? That's what I'm saying.
That environment.
We could bring that all-star energy back if you bring that same type of all-star street ball
style.
Yo.
Black tie. That's what the all-star needs to
NBA,
be.
if
Black
y'all
tie
steal
all-star.
if y'all steal Cafe and Pen idea, put that bread in our pocket, please and thank you.
Yo, Steez, what's going on in the music right now, though?
We got to take your opinions to the highest level. Let's talk about top 5 female R&B artists.
That's a little tough.
This
man.
I can't just pick 5. It's a tough conversation to have. I understand. It's a tough conversation to have. But first, let's start off with my personal top 5. Number 1, Whitney Houston. Number 2, Lauryn Hill. Anita Baker, Mary J. Blige, and Beyonce. Now, what's you guys' top 5? And then we can take it from there.
You know what? I'm a jump in real fast, right? I'm a definitely jump in with this Whitney Houston. That's a given. I gotta put in some Celine Dion in there, just cause like, man.
Son, my guy said that.
Celine Dion.
When you hear her songs, you know, you feel it, even in French.
Falling into
right?
you.
And then,
I'm yours.
You get what I'm saying? Like, and then you got your Beyonce, of course. Like,
wait a minute. What was the number 1?
Whitney, then Celine.
Whitney.
Yeah. And then Beyonce.
Yep.
And then for the last one, that's only 2. Oh God. That's 3.
That's 3.
That's Whitney, Beyonce, Celine.
Shoot, oh God.
It does
get tough.
It
does get tough. So I'm gonna give the 4th to Alicia Keys. And then the last one, y'all can say whatever y'all want. I'm a sucker. I'm a mama's boy. I'm gonna give it to my mom because she remixed all of those songs in her little Haitian song, in her Haitian version when she cooking, and it never makes me not laugh.
Did he just say his
I
mom?
said it. Yo, I can't. There's no way you could not hear Mummy drop that da da do 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 da da da. Yo, it's music to my ears, bro. I can't take no female artist serious without doing a Mummy remix.
Yeah, she did
to everything.
Even the birthday songs. What you got for your top 5?
So, of course, you know Whitney was queen, right? Like nobody could just hit the notes like Whitney could hit the notes.
Never.
Nobody could hit the high notes, the low notes, the side notes, the left notes, the right notes, whatever notes. She was hitting them all.
Doesn't matter how she was feeling.
So Whitney is the queen. But one person y'all forgot is Mariah Carey.
Well, I didn't forget. She had to
now,
fight.
I know she got a lot of lip syncing lately, but everybody know that she could put it down.
That's why she fought Mummy for the lip sync.
Young Mariah was on fire.
Son, Mariah could put it down with anybody too with the notes. Ain't nobody could hit that high note.
Now I feel.
And she's selling them records.
For real.
Number 3, I gotta go with Beyonce. For real. I gotta go with Beyonce. Now, sometimes, you know, it changes, but I gotta give it to Beyonce just off of just everything. Just off of everything, right?
I sing her songs out loud in public and not give a crap.
Right. So, if you catch me on another day, I might say Beyonce number 2, just because she could dance and all that too. But
she got the moves.
But I'm gonna keep it like that for now. Then I gotta go with my girl Mary J. Blige, because you know Mary J. Blige. She could let me soak in that movie and help me get out of it.
Yo, she put me in all the moves though. Like I don't know what you mean.
She got that funk like that.
How much is that? That's 4, right? Yeah. I got one more. I think I want to say Gladys Knight just because I want to think about somebody old school. But my favorite probably I gotta go with Alicia Keys, because Alicia Keys got that. She can write her own songs. She do piano.
Yeah, the pianos is crazy.
She can blow with the best of them.
Feel them when she playing them, and you don't even know she's gonna sing after. Like you just think the piano stuff singing. Like, oh shit.
And I think it's just catchy that Alicia Keys, and she could play the piano. Like the name goes with the keys, piano.
Yeah, she played that
keys,
off
like,
very
the whole
well.
thing's
She was
just-
smart.
Yeah, that's not her real name though.
What's her keys?
That's not her real
What's
name.
her real?
That's not-
y'all
I
know
do
her
not,
real name?
but
What's
she
her
played
real
that
name?
off
I know.
very well.
I don't know
like
either.
it's probably like Duncan or something like that, but that's not her real name.
Duncan.
Yeah, but I gotta give her extra credit too for marrying Swiss Beats. Like, come on, are you kidding me? Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats, like that's a
Man.
great couple right there.
Her real name is Alicia Aguillo Cook.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
Cook,
So Alicia Keys is a smooth stage name, though.
okay.
I'll give
What's
it
like
to
yellow
that.
mean?
Yeah, no doubt.
Look.
You know,
Go.
Wait a minute, I didn't put Lauryn Hill in my top
that's
5.
crazy. You left her
How
out.
you gonna
big
do her
time.
dirt like that? That
Wait a minute.
You
miseducation.
gotta keep it in the top 5 because it's her success.
Yo, you know that she just went diamond too? She just went diamond for the miseducation of Lauryn Hill. She sold 10 million records. First female to sell 10 million records on the album. And I didn't put him on
she
top
even-
5.
I was
She
gonna
only
say
got
she
one
didn't put
album,
nothing
though.
out. That was the only one.
I think that kind of disqualified her from the top 5. She a good number 6.
6 man.
She the best 6 man ever. Yeah, you know that also Cardi B went diamond for Bodak Yellow. 10 million records on the single.
Oh God,
So the ladies of hip hop is revving it right now.
that's something else altogether.
But I can't give a lot of credit because
What you mean to
B,
who?
because Cardi B's a type of artist who got to where she got because of her character, the clout, and I don't think she was a full-on talent. I just think she just became who she became because she was marketable.
So hold on, you're telling me if little girls were to look up, top female artists going diamond, you wouldn't want them to choose between Lauryn Hill and Cardi B?
No, I didn't. Cardi B shouldn't even be this conversation.
Nah.
She was just a product of a marketing guru.
So wait a minute. So he just gave you. You're telling me. So I'm gonna give you another one. So you're telling me you wasn't bumping Bodak Yellow?
No.
So wait a minute. Y'all wasn't watching Love and Hip Hop with your lady?
I think I watched like 1 or 2 episodes with Cardi B in Love and Hip Hop, but she did that all that
Son.
noise.
Yeah. Okay. So for me, I can't front. When Cardi B did that Forever, and she turned around in that commercial. That joint, I was like, all right, I gotta go watch that episode. Right.
Don't get me wrong, Cardi B is a beautiful person. She's talented and she knows how to market herself, but she is just one of the artists that got to where she got because of a marketing scheme.
Yeah, I will say she was definitely marketed very heavily.
Yep.
Very well.
Very well, I would say. But she still had to live up to the fame. And she's been living up to the fame because she came off of Love and Hip Hop. Like, I didn't think that she was able to just sustain it for this long. I didn't think she was gonna be able to sustain it. And I gotta give it up to her. She got a crazy flow. Like, her flow is mean, son.
But let me ask you a question.
She got a mean flow.
Do you recognize a artist or a rapper's flow if they write their own music or if they don't write their own music?
She write her own music.
No, she don't. No, she don't. No, she don't. All Cardi
I mean,
B
if
music
our
is
flow,
written for her.
but our flow and lyrics is different. Because sometimes you got to be able to keep a flow.
That's what I say. Marketing. There is people behind the scenes teaching her how to rap.
But we don't know that for a fact.
I'm telling you.
We don't know all the details for a fact.
I'm telling you. I wouldn't be saying. I'm not talking junk. They do that with a lot of the artists nowadays because a lot of these artists got talent, but they just don't know how to put themselves together 100%. That's
but you don't know the ins and outs. Maybe
that's why they
maybe
have.
She might have wrote this song, but maybe they didn't write that song.
So
maybe she might have did that, but didn't do this.
All right, so you see Cardi B. You want to know why producers make millions of dollars? Because producers produce artists like Cardi B and teach her the ins and outs, how to move, how to talk, and how to do certain things. And just that's why producers make so much money because they produce these artists. They take these artists to the next level.
They
fix. Like I'll give you a perfect example. Go watch when Diddy did Making the Band, and then you'll see what I'm talking about.
I love
Proves
Making
my
the
point
Band
right there.
But you know,
Diddy's Making the Band when Brian Cox was teaching these guys how to take their music to the next level, how to get that extra bit out of them, how to have that passion, that swagger.
Yo,
when he was teaching these guys, that's what I'm talking about.
You know who?
Okay, so wait a minute.
You know who's a better pimp than Diddy in making the band?
Who?
Disney. Channel.
Disney did it with Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, and all these kids. They all went through the same thing.
All of them. That's the best.
They took these little kids with with little to maybe a little talent, and they taught them the game, how to move, how to dance, how to do this. That's
so. Wait a minute. You making me feel like you low key trying to say that Lauryn Hill was like a product of the Fugees. Like Wyclef was the producer. And
listen, it's very situational. Some people who don't got it, you got to produce more. But some people who got it, you produce less.
All right, so who you think was, because Fugees also had 25-year anniversary. You know, Fugees is big time for us. So who you think was the best out of the Fugees?
Ooh, personally, talent-wise, Fugees that could sing and do their own thing was Lauryn Hill. But when you talk about the Fugees, that was a mastermind that could do the things behind the scenes, like the beats and the music and putting it all together. That was Wyclef.
Yo.
All right, so you didn't answer the question. So you're saying Wyclef is the best of the Fugees?
But you got to understand, we're having this conversation is like, who's the best Fugees? There wasn't no best Fugees.
Yo.
They're all a piece to a puzzle.
Listen. You know, put first and foremost is that one, they're a team, right?
Exactly.
They built off of each other and they worked off of each other very well. Now, in certain regards, you know, marketing, pushing the face, making a solid album where everybody's, you know, bringing skills to the table. Wyclef did his thing. You know, he put his hands out there. You know, he reached out and brought mad talent to the table. When you bring in singing and the vocals and everything like that harmony, of course you got Lauryn sitting right on the side of him, you know, putting that nice female touch. But don't forget Pras, you know what I mean? Like, granted, he didn't make something on his own, but he definitely joined up with a squad that like is forever. Feel me? So it's like.
But Pras, for me personally, I felt like Pras just wasn't up to par with Lauryn Hill and Wyclef, because when you look at the body of work that these two put together after the Fugees, it was a great body of work.
Got it.
What was Pras' body of work after that? I can't
Wait a minute, but how you say nobody was better, but Pras was the best?
I'm just saying, as a team, they did their thing, but when they went solo, it was like, all right, now you see two people who did great, but I can't say like, oh, who's the best Fugees? Nah, Fugees was a team. Fugees was the Fugees, but when they all split up, all right, then you see, all right, Pras did his thing, everybody did thing, but Lauryn Hill and Wyclef were superior in what they did, but Wyclef won the battle because he took it to the next level. He's still relevant.
Yeah,
so,
I see what you're saying on that.
Would you say the success thrives off the relevance too? Because Wyclef is still relevant to this day, and since the Fugees, he's been relevant every year since the Fugees, music-wise, politically, all of it. Has Lauryn Hill done that? Are you gonna base the success off of that?
Man, I'm not trying to branch. I feel you want.
It's a tough conversation to have. That was definitely solid. When you say the best Fugees, when you say the best Fugees, you could easily say, "Oh, Wyclef got it," because he's still relevant and he's still making music and he's still popular.
Shoot, because I would love to go to a Lauryn Hill concert now, but I'm kind of nervous.
Well, you see, Lauryn Hill is still relevant too because she got people like Drake still sampling.
Don't get me wrong,
music.
too.
She got people like Drake still sampling her music, and she even had that remix. What is it? Nice for What? And now he's still coming out with new music. Did y'all hear Scary Hours 2?
Scary Hours 2 was decent. I like one song off that with Lil Baby. It was smooth, but you know, Drake is Drake right now. Drake is consistent. But
Lil Baby went in on that song too. Both of them went in on that song.
I like that song.
I was a big fan of that What's Next, honestly.
Yeah, I like the first.
It's a classic. Too. I think What's Next was a classic. It was just a classic Drake, Rick Ross combo.
The Rick Ross one, I feel like I'm used to that.
I know. I don't know. It's not repetitive. Don't get me wrong. Their songs hit, but I'm just like, all right, nice.
Son, you think Rick Ross is the new Biggie?
No.
Nah.
No.
Yo.
No.
Son,
Rick Ross
I feel like,
Rick Ross is 100% completely in his own lane.
Son, after watching Biggie, I Got a Story to Tell. That was like me watching The Last Dance with Michael Jordan, son. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that was like watching that again. Like Biggie, for me, he kind of like, it brought back all the Brooklyn for me again. And so did y'all see that?
Yeah, I watched
Netflix?
that. Yeah, that junk was.
But me
I wasn't a
personally, I
big
feel
fan
like
starting off, but it hit the right feels being from Brooklyn.
But for me, I'm not from New York, so I can't really
feel
it the way you guys feel it. But for me personally, I'm a huge Biggie fan. Growing up in Boston, that's all we listened to was Biggie, 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 Biggie. Everything was Biggie Smalls. You know what I mean? But to compare him to Rick Ross,
you can't call him Biggie Smalls no more. You see
Big
that?
Papa.
If you watch the Netflix,
you know what I mean. He gets
Smalls no more, son. He said, you gotta call me the Notorious B.I.G. because this white boy trying to sue me.
Oh man!
Son, I turned around, I looked at my wife, I was like, "Yo, I don't care what nobody says." He's Biggie Smalls and he's the Notorious B.I.G. How about that?
Bro, Biggie Smalls is the only name I knew growing up.
That's what it was.
Word.
And then they try to call him Christopher Wallace. I'm like, nah, that's Biggie Smalls.
So that's what his mama called him.
Oh, Big. Son, yo,
Biggs.
I think that documentary was dope.
Yeah,
son.
they did a
that
good job on it. That's what I'm saying.
I was telling to myself, I was like, me coming up from Brooklyn, I know everything about Biggie.
Yeah.
So I was like, what more can they tell me?
Yeah, that's what I thought when I watched it.
I said, what more can they tell me? So they didn't really tell me anything new, but they got to show me new clips, and you got to see his children. You got to see his moms again. You got to see his grandmother. I didn't get to see that. That was dope.
Yep.
His grandmother was 96 years old in Jamaica, still living. Like, I traveled to Jamaica, so I went to the places that they were showing in Trelawney. Oh, wow. So big up to Jamaica, big up to Trelawney. That was dope too. So I was like, yeah, Biggie, and they said that Biggie used to go back to Jamaica every now and then, and his mom was a teacher, so it was real dope. You know what I mean?
That's some fire roots too. That's some fire
roots.
For
real.
All right, quick question for y'all boys.
What up,
Johnny? If you were to see Biggie Smalls or Bob Marley in concert, who would you rather see?
In concert, I think I'm from Brooklyn, but I think like Biggie Mom said, there's a lot of. If you go to Biggie concert, I probably can't bring my kids because Biggie's just gonna be dirty. I probably gotta go by myself. But if I go to Bob Marley concert, I could probably bring my whole family there. We all can just have a blessed time. But if I gotta go by myself, I'm gonna go to Biggie. How about that?
That sounds cool. I'm a big Bob Marley guy too, so I'd rather go Bob Marley. I love Biggie. All right,
okay. How about this? I got a bigger one for you. Who do you think is a better rapper, Biggie or Tupac?
Why you stay trying to start fights, yo?
Okay, let me stop. Let me just stop. Let me just move on.
To simply say this quickly, I'm an East Coast guy. So
all right, let's just keep it at that. All right. So, but Netflix is doing their thing too. So, did y'all check out that Ma Rainey's Black Bottom?
Great movie. Great movie. I checked it out. I watched it. Amazing film production. They captured a lot of important things that's going on in our climate right now to relate to back in those days and how things worked back in those days. And I think, like, especially with the whole music piece and Ma Rainey being a pioneer and like somebody that's taking control of over her career, I think that was a huge piece to the movie, that it really does bring out a lot of stuff that a lot of people should pay attention to, especially people in the music game too.
Yo, no disrespect to Denzel. I love me some Denzel in any movie he dropped, like no joke whatsoever. But that whole like feeling of, not trying to ruin the movie for anybody. I didn't see it, but
straight up spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, you know what I mean? But dying over some crazy shit like that is not something I want to be on a big screen. You get what I'm saying? Like it just felt most people are not gonna catch the small subtleties that everyone else is paying attention to. They're only gonna see that main big thing of at the end of the movie that guy died over some bullshit shoes. Like, come on,
Right. That's what they're gonna remember because that joint had me jacked up
for
afterwards. So
real.
that really hurt me though, for real though, because I was like, damn, Chad, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that
because
was probably
you saw how he died, and like you think about his legacy. He just passed away, and then they come out with Ma Rainey. Then the last time you see Chadwick Boseman in a movie is him stabbing somebody over somebody stepping on some shoes.
Right. Like it brought me back to that Boondock scene where Granddad got his ass whooped over his new shoes. You know what I mean? Like that was just like horrible flashback to that. You know what I mean? Like
nah, but you know what? It was bigger than that. It was like showing the black man's plight because you remember the white man played him. Yeah. When he said that he was gonna pay him for his music.
Exactly.
And then he was like, nah, I'm not gonna pay you for that. And he decided to play him. He couldn't take it out. He couldn't take it out on the white man. So he took it out on the nearest thing that was to him. You know what I mean? On somebody who was helpless. I was like, damn, son, like why he had to do Colonel Taylor like that? You know what I mean?
Then
Colonel Taylor from a different world. I was like, yo.
Then that should have been.
He had to do him dirty like that.
But that's what people got to understand.
That should have been the moment, guys. You know what I mean? Sorry to cut you off. But like that should have been the moment of him trying to console him, like, yo, man, I know he just tried to play you, and then he get agitated on the fact that, you know, he got called out and being played. Boom. Shank. No doubt. Boom. Valid fucking point. But the shoes, yo, you ain't got to bring the fucking shoes in that bitch to do that like that. Like
son,
we all like to
that
be
goes
fresh.
to show you.
We all like to be fresh, but
it happens in our community.
Yeah, it does.
Happens,
and that's what
it's part of our culture where you know damn well when summer kicks off, what's the first thing black people go buy? Fresh pair of Air Force Ones.
If anything,
and as soon as somebody step on them things,
it's if anything, it's proof that bullshit should be let go and should not be that important right now in 2021. You feel me? Like
right. So that goes to show you the genius of August Wilson, who's writing plays 50 years ago and is still relevant today.
Exactly. He's dropping a gem on you, especially with all these things going on in America right now. He just dropped a gem to say, like, yo, the things going on now is no different than the things that was going on back then.
Yeah, nice.
Let's stay woke, let's stay focused, and pay attention.
A nice Nostradamus feel, right? Like,
you know what I mean?
Watch.
Stay woke. It's a stay woke moment. That's why I took it as the guys in the industry don't give all you know what I mean?
And we got to give people their flowers when they're here.
Ooh.
You know, because now Chadwick Boseman and Andra Day became the first black male and black female to win Best Actor and Best Actress in Golden Globes.
It's messed up. He had to be a bad guy to win that, though. He couldn't get it for Black Panther.
You know what I mean? So he had to be a bad guy to win it, pretty much.
Denzel
and
said
Andra
that.
Day, I don't know if y'all seen that. Did y'all see that movie, The United States versus Billie Holiday?
That's next on the list.
So y'all want me to tell y'all a little something about it?
Drop it. You can give it to me. I trust you.
Yeah, so I think it was really good. It shows a lot of good things, but also one thing that I really kind of same way that you were saying, like a black woman usually have to be nude or she have to be downtrodden to get an award in a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the movie was pretty good though. It was like about how Billie Holiday was singing the song "Strange Fruit," and they was locking her up and saying that she was inciting riots because of the song that she was singing. Have you ever heard of the song "Strange Fruit" by Billie Holiday?
No.
I probably heard a sample of it. It sounds familiar.
Okay, so the song "Strange Fruit," it was a reference to the lynching that was happening to our people 50, 60, 70, 80 years ago.
That's real deep.
So when she says strange fruit hanging from a tree, you know what I mean? Like she was talking about
slaves
like
hanging.
The slaves, not slaves, like people. You know what I mean? Like because we're talking about the 50s and the 60s, so slavery was already long over. We're talking about black people who were just living their lives could get hanged for anything that she was doing. You know what I mean? So she was a very popular singer, just like how we're talking about R&B. we're talking about top R&B artists, like Billie Holiday was it. Billie Holiday was like Alicia Keys. Billie Holiday was like Whitney Houston. She was it back in the day. So when she was singing that song "Strange Fruit," they didn't like it.
Yeah.
Like some of the lyrics that she had is like "Southern trees bear strange fruit, blood on the leaves, blood at the root, black bodies swinging in the southern breeze, strange fruit hanging from trees."
Crazy.
The sudden smell of burning flesh. You know what I mean? So she was bringing awareness to the people, and she was singing it, and they didn't let her want to sing the song, and they want to charge her up on drugs and all of that. So it was a very good movie of exposing those things. But at the same time, I know that I want to watch those movies, but it's hard for me to watch movies and see so much black people get awards for movies that just hurt me, and that it's always something that's so painful about our history.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like when I wish we would win awards for happier movies. You know, when that shows black people doing happy things instead of our plight and our sadness all the time. Pain. We got to be butt naked and we got to be having sex. You got to see a black woman's breasts and all of that stuff, and her having a sex scene for her to get an award and all that. And a black man got to kill somebody in a movie. Or, you know what I mean? Or he got to have sex too, you know, to get an award. So, you know, even though they did phenomenal jobs, but I would love to see the day when we get awards for doing a comedy or doing something happy. Mr. David,
what's up?
I was checking on Twitter and Dragon Ball Fighter Z was like trending.
Yo.
Like, what's up with that?
Listen, man, they got character packs coming out like crazy right now. Because, you know, Dragon Ball Z ain't never gonna die. They always want to know what the original story is about, or who they could relate to. So, you know, that storyline is always gonna come back. Gogeta, you know how desperate they are to try to bring the quote unquote GT canon storyline back, and they was bitching and moaning saying how they didn't want it in the first place.
So I don't understand. What was it though?
So basically, what it's one storyline versus another, but they were clashing before from Super and Dragon Ball GT, but now miraculously they're bringing the storylines together because they got nothing else to say in Super, and they want to see those characters with the Super storyline. So lo and behold.
What do you mean, a video game, or are you talking about a TV
Both.
show?
They're trying to make sure they all line up. So now the TV show is syncing up to the video game.
Yeah, because them timelines got me all crazy. But those video games, do you have those video games?
Right now, the most recent one I got is that Kakarot game, where you could play his storyline from when he was a kid, right all the way up to Super around fighting Beerus.
Oh, so you didn't jump on that Fighter Z?
Man, that Fighter Z is fucking. It's an old school combat style, man. That junk's like Street Fighter battling. I don't fuck with that. I need an adventure.
But does it got Gogeta in it?
Of course.
Okay.
Shoot. I got a question to you though. Or would you believe that the Dragon Ball Z characters are in a decent comparison to Haitians?
Comparing Dragon Ball Z characters to Haitians?
Would you
the short fuse part? Yeah, why not?
Would you say that Haitians are a solid equivalent to Saiyans?
Explain.
They pride, you know what I mean? They're adamant. I gotta be right. I gotta do it myself. I'm the best. You can't tell me how to do it proper. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Or if at any point when you find those
argumentative,
yeah, exactly, argumentative,
loud.
You find the few Haitians, right? The ones that team up and chill. Like, damn, like they got a squad. Nobody fucking with them. It's like somebody's watching their back or something like that forever and a day. But that's just because they work well together.
Yeah. Another thing too is that they eat a lot. Haitians gotta get their food, son.
Of course. So I mean, so suppose if there was a direct correlation to Haitians and Saiyans. I'm just throwing it out there, man.
Yeah. So what is that you're eating?
Something too good for you. Especially since you don't cook as good as me. Got myself some fried chicken that I preparated myself, but it's not fried, it's baked.
Air fryer.
Yeah, the air fry. Yeah.
All about that air fryer,
fryer
man.
life.
Eating
Oh,
healthy.
Yeah, buddy.
I just got an air fryer
Turn
too.
that fried food to air fried food.
Yo,
Son, I just got an air fryer too. Can you imagine if our parents had air fryers back in the day?
My colon would probably be in better shape. But my body would be in better shape.
yo.
How about their bodies and their colon would be in
Oh
better
my
shape?
goodness.
But I think honestly, fried food is one thing, but you gotta understand another thing in the Haitian culture that is killing them and slowing them down big time is the number one thing. What is that? Champagne cola.
Yeah, cola la
Yo.
calle.
Champagne, man. That's not good for you.
Why?
Soda, yeah,
I hunt
man.
that down. Okay. I hunt it down.
It's
like there's no tomorrow.
the
This guy,
sugar
like,
content
that sugar's
in
too
cola
much,
champagne
man.
is wild.
Yo, you know what else too? That Maggi.
That seasoning,
That seasoning. Tu upsell.
yeah, I know.
I say, you met tu upsell no manger yo.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, et puis sous tête ça, you met Maggi, et puis you met ton petit sel là-dedans sous tête ça encore. You can't put, they put too much salt in the foods, man. That Maggi, it tastes good as hell.
Too much.
But that's what it is. But that's why anything that tastes that good, it cannot be that good. That Maggi is that secret,
Yo,
son.
I don't think so, yo. You got to remember that it's that ippies. Everybody got their own ippies recipe because everybody want a little bit, something different in their meal. Whether they got that extra cilantro, that extra thyme, that extra little bit of rosemary. You know what I mean? It depends on your recipe.
Exactly.
So have y'all gotten your parents to eat healthier now?
I mean, I'm trying to. My mom is trying to, but my dad, he eats a lot of kale and the greens and such. But sometimes he reverts to eating, and then he'll have like liquor after, and that's not the healthiest thing. But you know, we're still trying, man. It's a work in progress because people always revert back to the things that they like the most and the tastes that they most. You know, so
they sure do.
It's a process.
That's honestly one of my main issues, and that's one of the reasons why, like, I actually like every weekend I help mommy out around the house, and she shows me another recipe. So this way, by the time I get home, I'm tweaking it to a way I like it and I can eat it, where it's a lot healthier for me. And then by the time I get back the next week, I show mommy how to do it a lot healthier. Because mommy air frying Kreyol now, it's a godsend, man. Because before my heart couldn't handle it. I couldn't drive home after because I need a nap right after I'm done eating.
That oil, right? That joint was too oily, son. You know how much oil they used to put in that?
I used to pop holes in the bottom of the pan and hold it outside for a few minutes just so the oil could drip.
But it on yo. That thing is just drowning in the l'huile, yo.
My mom was way different. Like her food wasn't like wicked oily, but some days she was on point, but some days she was a little off. And when the off days, you got to kind of constructive criticism kicked. I'm like, yo, mom, it's a little salty. Mom, this rice is a little burnt on the burnt side.
She didn't slap you?
And to be honest with you, my mom low key took the constructive criticism, and I think like over time it just made cooking more proficient. And it was just, sometimes you just gotta learn how to play around with it. Just put it in a playful way, but at the same time you don't want to put somebody down. Like, yo, mom, it's a little burnt. Like, I had to add a little more sauce to this rice, like stuff like that. But
for me, I definitely gotta give props to my sister too, because it was definitely a team effort. Like when you're trying to change somebody's diet, you definitely have to have more than one person on the same boat as you trying to do the same thing. Like if you're the only person trying to eat healthy in a room full of, carnivores, it's gonna be very hard to stay healthy, especially if you used to eat that. So for me and my sister, we just tried to always be a great example for my mom. And eventually she just started to like follow our lead and start to stop eating pork and stop eating meat and stop eating chicken. And she was like on a strictly fish diet for like a very long time. And our parents,
that's crazy.
They just like overweight. So much of our parents are overweight that we just see like it's normal. But if you go to the doctor, like some of us just be straight up obese.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
How many of us are going to the doctor? One,
they're not going to the doctor for that.
Haitians never go to the doctor.
They're not going to the doctor because they know what the doctor gonna say.
Exactly. And how many
much too
How many of us
upset.
are
High blood
discussing?
pressure.
You have high blood
Yeah.
pressure. You have
How many of us
diabetes.
are
You get this.
discussing
You
it
get that.
after we leave the doctor? So this way we can actually solve a
Yo,
problem instead of
okay,
hiding.
good. But they go to the doctor. You pour ganyo. Every say ganyo. You pour
Yep.
Selma. If you have still like much.
All the bad stuff, right?
Exactly. Like it's gonna make a difference.
Right. They
taking
just
pills
popping
and eating
pills,
bad.
and then they still eating bad. Or how about this? They're not even exercising either. Do Haitians be exercising?
They
son?
do.
Like,
They just don't know it's exercise.
son, our parents was not exercising.
What?
Son. Like, okay, I would say Steve's, your dad was probably like.
My dad be.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, your dad is like an exception. Haitian males be exercising. Yeah, Haitian women don't be on that grind. Or am I wrong?
I mean,
I don't see it too often, but some of them
I was
do.
gonna say they
I don't know.
really
they
do.
either got other priorities.
Some of them do, I guess.
But
I guess.
I mean, it's probably not one of their top priorities, which I'm sure we would love to make sure, you know, our family, our parents at least make it a higher priority, so this way they can live longer with us.
Yeah, so one way definitely that we got to do is that we just got to like be on the same team. Whatever you're on, get somebody to be on the same team and you can be able to help that. Like if you want to go on a vegan diet, get somebody to go on that diet with you, because it's always good to have somebody to support you whenever you're going to it, trying to change something or trying to do new things. It's always good to have like a group to support you.
I definitely agree, yo. Like if anything too, it was crazy is that I brought mommy to the beach. You know, mommy don't do no open bodies of water. You know what I mean? After that, we took her back home, and then we actually, you know, came to cook everything that we had bought. And she was surprised that we, you know, I'm actually practicing cooking fish because, you know, I'm trying to cut back on my meat as well. So, you know, it's a good process, and we'll see how that goes.
Yo, but on that note, son, I'm about to go watch Coming to America.
Ooh,
so
you still ain't watch it?
Yeah, I watched it, but I'm about to go watch it again.
Yo.
I liked it, yo. So I definitely want to hear y'all opinions on that next time we have a chat. But yeah, y'all making me hungry again, talking about y'all food all the doggone time. I'm about to go watch Coming to America, and next time we chat, y'all, I definitely want to hear y'all opinions on what's going on.
Not a problem. Hopefully that's the one that gives us an award for something positive instead of all of.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, yeah, can we get an award for something like Coming to America?
Good vibes.
How about we just give them an award right now for just coming back?
How about we just give Coming to America the first one, an honorary
Coffee IPA award Coming to America. Thank you for coming back out.
Boom.
And hook us up with some positivity. Yep.
Happy that's it.
Peace.
That's it.
Where do I start? Come on. Where do I start? Where do I start? Where do I start? Where do I start? Come on. Where do I start? Where do I start?